here. So let's check and see if everyone, hello and welcome again. Welcome to today's live webinar where we're going to be talking about the five things that, well, five things you need to know before hiring a life coach. And one of the very first things that I wanted to talk to you about, because many people don't know what life coaching is, it's just talked about what is life coaching. Why have I chose to be a life coach? And how do I help my people? Because I think that's important. You may not know what I do. People may think life coaches are this elusive woo-woo thing and I don't need them. I want you to know whether or not you personally need a life coach. You may know somebody who is, and I'm going to give you some hints around what you may be hearing or what you may be thinking and reasons why you or someone you know may be ready to talk about working with a life coach. And so let me just double check and make sure we're all live and everything is good and all things on Facebook are active and happening. And then we're going to jump in. And if you're going back, if you're on my email list and you're listening back to this, you can shoot me an email. You can go out to Facebook, drop in the comments. And what I want you to do, I'm going to invite you at the end here to set up a free 30-minute breakthrough call with me. Because if at the end you're like, yeah, hiring a life coach is the right thing, I believe you're the right person, let's talk about what I have to work on. And if it makes sense, that's what the 30-minute breakthrough call is all about. We spend 30 minutes together. It's 100% free. And whether you need connection to resources or additional support that I'm not able to provide for you, I will let you know that. If joining my Becoming You coaching program is something that is of interest to you, I will talk to you about that. If it makes sense for us to work together, we will. And if it doesn't, we won't. No obligation. You're not held accountable for anything. We're just going to jump on a call and get to know each other and see if it makes sense for you to hire a life coach. Okay. So let me just take a look-see, Lou, and reload this page here. All right. So let's dive in. What is a life coach? For those of you who are listening and drop your name, say hello, let me know that you're here. If you're on my list and you got an email and you want to get behind the scenes access to ask questions offline at the end, check your email box. You got an email from me yesterday, and I want you to be able to get all your questions answered and to set up that 30-minute breakthrough call. Okay? So here may be a couple things that I provide that you, or that a life coach provides, that you may or may not be aware of. Inspiration, success. We can help you navigate through things. If you have some goals you want to reach and you don't know how to get there, or you need accountability and support, that is something. If your lifestyle that you want to create is not reflective of who you are and what you want for your life, that's another thing we can look at. There may be mentoring. If you are navigating through some of the most difficult things in your life and you need someone who's been on that journey before you to mentor you, to support you, to ask the right questions, those are all reasons why. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired and you want to experience change in your life, that may be another reason why you want to hire a life coach. If you need advice, strategy, motivation, all those are potential reasons why you may want to hire a life coach. Now, that being said, there are a lot of similarities between coaching and therapy. But coaching is not therapy. Let me just get that really, really clear. So I want to just talk you through some things that may come up for you where coaching may seem similar. There may be some similarities. And so the first reason why you would want to hire a life coach is if you want to understand where you're at right now. Why am I showing up in the world the way that I am? And how can I get to where I want to be? Okay? You may still have a lot of experiences that you've gone through that need to be addressed from the past. And while life coaching could be a safe space to talk through some of those things, it's not a place where we'll necessarily equip you with the tools to process through the pain from your past. However, if the pain from the past is impacting right now, there are some simple tools and things that we can use to become aware of what's coming up for us so we can kind of step into whatever is next, even if we don't know what that is. So when coaching or therapy may work for you is if you're experiencing worry, fear, and you want to change. When you need help changing your mindset and goals, if the same things that you're doing aren't working, it's likely not because of what you're doing or not doing, right? It's probably what's going on up here that's keeping you from doing or not doing things, right? So also, when does coaching or therapy work? Improving your interpersonal skills, your relationships. If you need help with parenting, losing weight, increasing your confidence, all those can be done with therapy or coaching. If you are wondering how coaching can help you with your business, and when you're in a business setting, there are so many things that you have to navigate day after day. And maybe you haven't reached the goals that you want, or maybe you don't have the balance that you want to create in your life between your business or your work and the rest of your life. And so developing those tools and skills to be able to navigate through the things you want to experience more of in your life is where number 2 would be a great reason to hire a life coach, to be able to develop the tools and skills that you can apply to any area of your life, no matter what, to understand fully why you operate the way you do. We spend so much of our life getting to where we are, and we set our brains on autopilot and we accept things for what they are. And maybe we aren't seeing the growth that we want. And so I just want you to take a moment and understand what is it that may be coming up for me? I'm going to pause for a moment because I think that many of you, I still haven't addressed one of the questions that I said I wanted to at the beginning. So I'm going to go back for a moment. For me, there was many years ago, probably in 2016, fall of 2016, I had gone to a session at a grief at a grief center here in the Twin Cities, Brighter Days Family Grief Center. I actually serve on the board for him. They brought in a life coach, and I had no idea what a life coach was, but the topic fascinated me, and it was really understanding who I was and the aftermath of loss. And I remember sitting there at the table one day, and she had us hold up a mirror and pass it around to everyone in the group. And we had to describe what we saw when we looked into the mirror. And it was a beautiful moment that I realized I have so many thoughts about who I am, what's coming up for me, why I believe that I am the person I am reflected back to me in the mirror. And it just opened up something for me that I never thought. Throughout that next year, I still kind of felt lost and overwhelmed and unsure what to do next because I didn't know why I needed that person that I met in my life. I wasn't sure. I was getting messages that something needed to change, something was going to be different. There was something big coming. I was scared and I didn't know what to do. And the more I talked about feeling lost and overwhelmed and unsure of what to do next to all the people around me, I very quickly learned that a life coach could be somebody, something that I wanted to explore. And I remember making a phone call. It was after my oldest daughter had run away on Father's Day. We got her back safely and we took a family trip to Missouri. And on the way home, I found a podcast because, when you start talking about and hearing about life coaching, all of a sudden Facebook entered the world of advertising and media. I was led into a podcast that I listened to the entire way back from Missouri. With chaos consuming me, I felt so overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do. And somebody said, "Are you feeling stuck? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you unsure what to do next? Are you not certain why you are where you are and you just need something to change?" And I was like, yes, that's me. And they were also talking about like goals. Like, do you have this, like, I'm like, I can't even imagine what's next for me. I don't even know. Is this life coaching right for me? And I remember getting on a free call, just like I offer up to my clients. And they asked me, "What is it that you want?" I said, "I don't know. I've never imagined a future without my husband, Andy. And I want to explore what that might look like. But right now it's too painful to think about. But I know there's something more." That can be translated into so many areas of your life where you just want to explore. You just want to know something more for your life is possible. And that is where life coaching, as a life coach, I step in and I help my clients figure out what it is that they want and desire, even if they aren't sure where to start. And so if you're thinking like, why hire a life coach? Number 3, they can be your sounding board. And there is somebody that is one step ahead of you on their journey. And they have one step that you can take to get to that place where they're currently at. There are times in my life when I've worked with coach and I've started to feel like I'm outgrowing them. But that's not a bad thing because I got exactly what I needed in those moments that I was working with them, and they equipped me with those tools that I needed to take the next step on my journey. So they can be a beautiful sounding board. And unlike therapy, they're going to help you truly create, cultivate, and understand what you want to experience more of in your life and hold you accountable for that. I don't work with any of my clients for less than 6 months. And you may say, why? What if I just want to work with you and understand what you're doing? Understand what it is that you can help me with and how you help me. If I want to work with you, well, that's what we talk about on the breakthrough call. And for many clients, I've offered up to work with them less. And what I've found out is once we get the momentum going, once you're starting to experience what it is that you desire on a regular basis because of what you're thinking, you're going to want to understand how you can continue to step forward and create alignment in your life. So once we become aware of where we're at, we want to continue to align with where we're headed, where we want to get to. But the beautiful part is you're exactly where you need to be right now, my friend. Because this journey of becoming you and understanding what you want and need and desire in your life and who you are is in there. We just got to figure out the pieces that we can start to use to lay the foundation for whatever's next. So I have a fun process that I take my clients through where we do just that. We start exploring all of the things that make up who you are. You might say, "I don't like these." And then we say, "Well, why not?" And then we understand how they've served you and how they have it. And we start to gain that deeper understanding. So number 4, why do you want to hire a life coach? to help you get from where you're at now to where you want to be. Now, in that, let's just talk about areas where this coaching can be a great addition to whatever mental health or treatment that you're getting. Because for me, I have my therapist and I have my coach. I have her helping me figure out how my past is impacting my present, really truly impacting it, and how we can dig in and find those patterns from the past that keep showing up in the present. But we don't always look at the goals and start looking ahead, and they're not there to give me accountability and additional support. Coaching, if you think about a coach, there's someone who has the tools and the techniques, and they're going to keep on showing you the areas that you have in your life where you are continually thinking things just aren't going the way that you want, and that they're going to help you reframe, and they're going to help you decide what you want as you move forward on this journey. But some specific areas where coaching may be in addition could be if you're struggling with an eating disorder, or other health factors. If you are, um, if you are have an alcohol or drug addiction, if you have depression and trauma, PTSD, or the death of a loved one, which I work with a lot of clients who have experienced loss. And so they use me in conjunction with their therapy. If you have ADHD, severe attention issues, anxiety, OCD, that may be something where you can use a coach in addition, or people who self-harm. So those are all things that you must have that therapeutic setting. But as you start to see ways in which you want to move forward, a coach can help create accountability, can reinforce those patterns that you're seeing that are good for you, that you can use to develop a life you love. Okay. That's what I do. I help people design a life they love. And it comes from understanding where we're at. And number 5, why is it that you want to hire, or someone hire a life coach? I'm going to just ask you, why not? There are areas of our life that we don't always understand, and having a deeper awareness of those things and being able to reinforce them in all aspects of our life to accomplish things that we never imagined for ourselves. Why not? Because with the right support, the right mentoring, the right help, the right assistance, all those words I used at the beginning, and with your desire and willingness to do the work, you can create whatever you want for your life. A coach cannot do that for you, right? They can't do it for you, but they can show you the way. They can lay it out in a way that makes sense for you. They can offer up the tools and the techniques. But in my experience, it all comes down to the client and what they think about the things that they want and need and that they're doing. And starting to change those in a way that cultivates the experiences that they want in their life. And so with that, I'm just going to stop for a moment and see, are there any questions that I've gotten? I know some of you could not get on this webinar today. So I wanted to just see, is there any questions that have come up along the way? I actually had 2 people reach out to me as I was kind of promoting all of this, and they were asking, like, is a life coach right for me? And I will say sometimes it's not. And when are the times that it's not right for you to hire somebody? When it's not right for you to hire somebody is when you have an expectation that they can do something for you that you're not willing to do for yourself. Okay? Let me repeat that one more time. When you have an expectation that a coach can do something for you that you're not willing to do for yourself, that is not the right time to hire them. When you are thinking that hiring a coach will be the thing that helps you get out of the state of a misery, that helps you uncover the things that you want for your life, when you think that a coach will give you the right questions and guide you and help you in terms of navigating through all the things that are coming up, those are good. Those are some reasons why you may want to consider hiring a coach. But if you think about like a coach, an NBA coach that's out on the basketball court, on the sidelines, they aren't out there behind the players telling them to run, run, run. They're saying if you want to be a good player when you're on the court, you've got to do the work behind the scenes. You've got to put in the time. You've got to understand what the skills are that you have and it amplify those in all the other areas of your life. If determination and resilience and confidence and strength are all things that they have, let's find how we can bring those into all aspects where they don't feel those things. That's what a coach can do. They highlight the areas that there can be room for improvement. And much of that isn't because of what the NBA player is or isn't doing. It all comes from up here of what they're thinking when they get onto that court. What do you believe about yourself so wholeheartedly or not believe that is keeping you from what you want most? And a coach can help you get there. They can help guide you. They can help you see under the magnifying glass what is coming up on an ongoing basis so you can create whatever you desire for yourself. And so once skills are a completely different aspect of the coaching, you can do what you need to do once you understand why you're not doing them. Our belief system can be so depleted that it keeps us from the very thing that we want most. Like, I'm willing to do the work, but you go out the first day and you're like, see, I knew if I do this, I would not get any better. It's like, you know, that NBA player getting out onto the court and just saying, I missed my first shot. I'm a failure. I'm not even supposed to be in the NBA. I'm quitting. Right? But they're like, I missed the first shot because of where I was standing. I missed the first shot because I have all these people around me, all these eyes watching, everybody thinking that I'm supposed to be perfect. So let's take a step back here and know that I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm doing the things that I need to do as I step forward to be the best player that I can be. And they step back up to that line and they take the shot and they get it in, or they miss 20 more times. It doesn't matter. But what does matter is what they're thinking about this very environment they're now in that's keeping them from doing the things that they need to do in their life or not do in their life. Just an FYI. The other person that came to me this over the last couple of weeks wanted to understand if maybe their path was leading them to being a coach. And I will say that maybe it is. Maybe you're already innately learning something in your life that you feel like others would benefit from as well. And if that's the case, the best place is to start by doing the work and solidifying the work that you're doing and saying, how can this process apply to someone else's life? And if that's the case, that's something that a coach can help you with as well, right? We take our own processes, our own tools, the things that have helped us on our journey, and we apply it to other people's life and we say, does this work for them? And if not, why? What's coming up? And what can we start to change in order to get these people to where they want to be? And many times it's just helping them understand, giving them additional reinforcement, additional accountability, additional support along the way so they believe that they can do it too. That's all you may be needed. That cheerleader on the sidelines of life helping you navigate the journey ahead. That's what I like to say is one of my superpowers is holding space for people and helping them see what it is that they ultimately want amidst all the things that are going on. When I help clients design a life that they can really love after loss, really love, it didn't start that way. They've come to me feeling lost, overwhelmed, and unsure what to do next. And they're like, Erin, I don't know what's going on. And I have my clients, just like my coach did for me, take a quick assessment and they look at all the areas of their life and they're like, I feel unsatisfied in so many areas. And then I ask why. And then we start to peel back the layers and we look at what is that you really want to experience more of. And we don't dismiss the feelings that are coming up because guess what? We're human and we experience both pleasure and pain. And of course, we want to always feel good and never feel bad. And when we know that all these things that are coming in our life are equally important to be able to process and be able to understand about ourselves so we can take the next step into what we want, then that's when the real work begins, my friends. So, with all of this being said, I want you to take a moment here and get out a piece of paper if you don't already have it in front of you and ask yourself, what are the things in my life that I don't feel good about right now, that I may be feeling unsatisfied with? That's your first question. And then I want you to ask yourself, why? Why am I feeling this way in these different areas of my life? And oh, there we go. And then I want you to say, what are the things that I feel really good about? What am I really satisfied with? Is it the way that you hold space for your children? Is it the way that you show up at work? Is it the way that you keep going on and on and on and nobody's told you to do that? You keep showing up even when you don't have to. What are the things that you can feel really satisfied with in all these areas of your life? And that's what I want you to focus on next and ask yourself why. What is your why? Why do you see things the way that you do in certain areas and not the others? And finally, if you had a magic wand, if you had that magical tool that allowed you to take away whatever it is that may be coming up for you that you no longer want to experience, what would you eradicate from your life? What would you experience more of in your life? And what would you want to see and hear and feel on an ongoing basis if that thing was no longer standing in your way? And once you write those questions down, I want you to take a moment to set up a 30-minute call with me. And if you're listening to this a replay in an email, I'll have that link in there for you. I'm going to drop a link in the Facebook comments and you can just message me and say, hey, I didn't get the link. Where do I go? Go to my website, erinhenty.com, erinhent.com, and set up a 30-minute call. Now, just know that I'm going to be traveling for the next couple of weeks. So if you do want to get in a call before the end of the month, I suggest you do it ASAP, as soon as possible. Get on a call this week. I have times available between now and Friday. If you don't find something, message me and we will find a time. I have spots for 5 people for 30 minutes before I leave town, and that is it. And then otherwise we'll go to the end of the month and you can schedule time with me and I'll hold space for you to share those things that came up in those questions that you just answered. Go back, listen to it again, and replay. But as you sit there and tell me all the reasons why a coach isn't for you and you can think about why it's for somebody else, I want you to also ask yourself why you think it's for this other person. What is it that they said or did that you believe a coach would be beneficial for them? And then ask yourself, Do you believe it's beneficial for them? Because there's maybe some things that you found in your own life where you thought it would have been beneficial for you, but you were able to overcome them on your own. And if so, what did you do? What did you do? Whether you want to be a coach and help somebody else, you think somebody else would benefit from a coach, or you just think right now life coaching is what you need to experience more of in your life to help you get to from where you're at to where you want to be, then let's set up that call. If you already know it's for you, let's just jump on a quick call. We'll get you set up and I'll share with you some of the programs that I offer and that you can just get started with right away. Because this month we've already kicked off in my Becoming You coaching group, and I have a mini course that you can access that where you have videos and some tutorials and a workbook that you could start digging into. And that's called the 4 pillars of getting unstuck. So you can really understand where you're at, what areas you're satisfied or dissatisfied with. And if you're interested in getting access to that course, just drop in the comments below that you want more info. They 4 pillars. You just drop 4 pillars and I'll get you more info on that. And so thank you so much for those of you who signed up for the webinar, who are getting the replay, those of you who are watching this on Facebook, to understand why hiring a life coach may be it for you or not. If you don't truly believe in yourself that you can do the work and you're expecting someone else to do it for you, then maybe it's not the right time. Maybe it's time for you to dig into why that is and get some time to process through all the stuff that's been coming up for you. But I want you to believe that even if you don't know where you're headed next, that you can do it. Even if you don't have the time, that you will find the time to understand yourself in an unbelievable way. That even if you don't have the money that you are worth investing in, then let's work together and navigate through all the things that have been coming up in your life. I was going to give you a kiss. I always love to wrap up and send you some love at the end of these videos. So if this was helpful for you, if you want to know more information, if you want to dig into whether or not it makes sense for you, set up that one-on-one call. I'm going to drop the link here in a few minutes. And I just want to say thank you for choosing to show up for yourself by being here today. And I can assure you that even if you don't want to work with me for 6 months, maybe it's just 60 days, we will design a program that works for you right now that will allow you to show up in the most incredible way, something that you've never imagined after the loss of a loved one, something that you never imagined after a significant change in your life, something that you never imagined just because you've been going through a lot of life and you think that you're supposed to be doing something the same way. And now it's time for a change, and you know it, you can feel it. You're just not sure what it is, right? Let's create some certainty for you. Let's step forward in confidence and knowing that you are exactly where you're supposed to be and you're creating the life that you ultimately desire for yourself. With that, look for those links in the comments below. I just want you to know how much I love you and respect you for showing up today and listening to this, whether it's live or in the replay. Drop a note in the comments. Let me know what you gain from this. And if you're ready to take the next step by scheduling time with me, let's do it. Go down, click the link. If you're having any issues, send me a personal message on Facebook and we will get you all set up. No problem. With that, I just want you to know that I'm here for you, my friends, and you're going to see me in some upcoming podcasts. You're going to hear me in some upcoming podcast episodes. You're going to see me live. I invite you to join me live from Fiji coming up here. I think it's the 19th of October at 1 p.m. You'll have to check out the events and sign up for that. I want to see you experience whatever you want for your life. I have had to overcome so many obstacles in my mind to get me to the point where I'm now ready. I'm prepared. I'm already in a place where I can experience so much goodness on this adventure I'm about to take in my life. And I'm doing the same in so many others. And I want you to join me on that journey. So, with that, I'm going to sign off and I hope you have a beautiful day. And I cannot wait to hear from each and every one of you in my life.